Oriental heroine. Penang, the Pearl of Orient, a bustling British interport during the glitzy golden era of 19th century, stretching all the way to the 16th century. Rickshaws bustling to and fro, vendors and hawkers peddling their ware in the streets of Georgetown, and immigrant races, especially from China's Fujian province and India's southern states, further enriching the melting pot of culture consisting of Europeans, Eurasians, and native Malaysians. As some whose mother was raised amidst such a backdrop, the writer sometimes wished that he could teleport back in time to a Penang when gents wore European suits and bowler hats. Ladies opted for European dresses or local attire suggestion some samfu and kebayas, even as coolies harried about their menial tasks, to a time when telephones were black, heavy, and had to be literally dialed, and black and white TVs, gramophone sticks, radios, and glittery jukebox were the only forms of home entertainment. Penang was then one of the three non-young lit southern seas gems of British street settlements, the other two being Malacca, spelled Melaka today, and Singapore. This is where writer Shirley Feng's master fight takes place during those days of the old school chivalry. Second, Chinese Daughter tells of the experience of three generations of women in a Chinese family residing in a pre-independence Penang. What's more, it delves into rapidly evolving status of roles of women from traditional Chinese families in society, allowing readers of memorizing insight into how life was way back then. The story begins with the birth of Fang, the titular second daughter in a family of 7 siblings, who grapples with her lonely hierarchical position in her family and society. Her mother, Lily, wishes to offer her up for adoption despite the protests of her adopting grandmother. Ah Su. Second, Chinese Daughter is narrated from the perspective of first Ah Su, followed by Lily and then Fang, who was supposed to have been given away to a wealthy couple. Kudos to writer Shen Li Feng, who effortlessly weaves a tapestry of significant historical events and daily life in colonial Malaya to her book. Yet, even as we live in indistinct life-change time, and in a marked change world, she insists in an interview with a local daily, the book is about every woman's story. I want to depict the hardship faced by women from generation to the next. It's matter not how you approach the storyline, it's matter how old or young you are. You will be entertained and be touched by young second daughter Fang's struggles as she tries to win her mother's love and equitable position among the other siblings and in her community. Shirley narrative traces some of the more widely practiced Chinese customs at the time, reflecting society's base view of women and the lack of acceptance of their identities back then. Through her grandmother and her mother's eye, our young protagonist Fang sees the all too slow change in women's place in society and endeavors to break away from the restrictive world of her female ancestor to better her lot in life. You are courageous enough to recognize when something isn't quite right, and you are brave enough to speak out or force ahead in search of a greener pasture, despite the odds when whatever others may say. If you answer yes to both, then how that you're a hero or heroine because your cause is noble and your heart in the right place.